So, hope everybody is enjoying their day and they're having a good day so far. Sorry, I've been doing a lot of content today. So, today I actually wanted to speak about taking control of your future. So, real quick, I just wanted to kind of dive in. Oh, if you haven't already done so, please hit that like button, hit that alert button too, and we're going to dive right in with actually how to take control of your future. The thing we have to pay attention to when it comes to our realities, we're always stuck in the past. The majority of us are always thinking of things that are have gone wrong in our reality at some point or another, or we're just in that constant state where all we're doing is constantly overthinking about things that have gone wrong. Well, first thing we have to do is we have to pay attention on how to shift that into a more positive light. First thing about doing that is taking accountability for our own thoughts. Don't thank me now. You actually have to start observing what you're thinking as much and as all the time as you possibly can. I know that sounds daunting, but play a game with it. Look like it's a very fun thing. So what it is we see ourselves and we see ourselves spinning out. We're thinking about the past, thinking about the past, thinking about the past. Or this person doesn't like me, or I messed up at work today. My boss is yelling at me. Well, this can go on for a month, 2 months, 3 months, 4 months, where you're constantly thinking of that same thing, and then you'll find something else to shift to that went wrong and feel bad about, right? You got to take accountability. Same thing as an addiction, okay? Don't thank me now. I'm ruining this for you. So an addiction is someone, we'll just use an example, it's a smoker. I smoked for many years ago, and I quit probably 8, 9, 10 years ago, something like that. But I smoked for 10, 15 years myself. The way I quit smoking is I took accountability for something, and I kind of had to look into, as soon as I realized, now what it is we have unconscious things that we do, and the whole reason I'm bringing up the smoking analogy is we have to look at what's going on as to what an addiction is. An addiction is an unconscious thing that we do. We're not aware of it. So for instance, when I had the wherewithal to actually see the fact that I was smoking, and I had pointed out the fact that I have an addiction to smoking, as soon as you point that out, you are no longer an addict. You are now conscious of your smoking behavior. Again, we're just using that as an example. It's then a choice after that. So the next time you have a cigarette, or the next time you want to play into whatever addiction's going on, you're making a choice to continue that behavior consciously, even though you know it doesn't make you feel good, and you're shifting. This is a good sign, because this is where you're becoming awake, and it takes a little bit of time to start shifting it, but you have to take accountability for the fact that this is no longer an addiction. It's a conscious thing that you're doing. So in other words, when it is to taking control of your future, before you can even get to the future, you've got to deal with the past to make amends with it, so you can get into your present, live fully, mindfully here in the now. And that sets up the stage for the future, if that makes sense. We're not even going to talk about the future, because we want to get you into the present, and then the present's constantly always unfolding, because it's always shifting into the future. Does that make sense? So the first thing you have to do is take accountability for your thoughts and actions in life. We want to have something called intercepting karma is the other thing. So first thing we're going to do is accountability. Paying attention to my thoughts. Why am I thinking this way? Well, it's usually because we're focused in on the past. Well, once we're focused in on it, it's like, you know what, even though this is going on in my or that happened, even though this has happened in my reality in that past, I'm going to go ahead and choose to forgive the situation, forgive myself, forgive the person or whatever it is completely, so we can move on to a more positive mindset. And we're going to pivot it into a more positive way. So the way we're going to do that is pointed out, accountability, taking full accountability and shifting it into a pivot. So even though that happened, I'm going to choose to express myself, or experience more joy, more happiness, more compassion, more empathy. You want to tap into what's the virtues and things like that. They're more higher vibrational kind of things. So shift around that past situation, forgive the situation, take the golden nuggets that you've learned from it, and then shift it into a more positive light. Well, it's like, even though that happened, I can choose to have a more positive experience with something else to shift that into a more positive light, if that makes sense. What this does is it shifts your focus more to the present moment. Well, what am I doing now? Because I'm taking accountability, I'm shifting it to the present right now. So now I have accountability to take action. And the way you take action is shifting it again to that positive light, and you're able to have more focus and more control in the present moment. And when you do that, that's when the future becomes yours. Because if we're always thinking of the past, we're wasting time. We're not getting things accomplished. Every time, every minute that passes by in the day, you're overthinking about something, You're not having a full-on moment of being present within the moment. There's other simple other exercises you can get yourself to get yourself back to the present, because we'll drift off and go into the imagination center and just drift off into those past, wrongs that we've done. We literally become the masters of limitation in our world, because we're always looking at lack. Well, we want to shift it into more positive abundance. We want to live in abundance in all areas, all aspects of our reality, because we already are living in abundance. It's a matter of shifting it into a way of having more accountability and knowing that we're living in abundance, so we can shift it into the abundance we consciously choose without being unconsciously in there, okay? So again, it's accountability, pivoting. I'm going to shift this into a more positive light. So you can't be in an angry state and feel this anger and stress and anxiety and be in a very positive, loving state. You can't be. So this is when you pivot it over to this, it's a completely different energy. Tap into your feeling center and notice the shift. Then when you have yourself set, you're grounded. I mean, you can even ground yourself, it's like literally touch a desk in front of you. Touch your hands. Feel how your hands feel coarse or if they're smooth. Are your nails soft as you're going over them? Are they rough as well? The reason I'm explaining this is it puts you in the present moment of what's going on now. That gives you more ability to start shifting you more to that positive sense of things. So, accountability, pivot, and then after you've pivoted, what can you get accomplished? And this is where the addiction thing and the whole thing I'm coming into it. You have to start changing behaviors, changing the pattern, okay? So after you've taken accountability, you've pivoted, you've centered yourself in the present moment, then you see about how you're going to shift yourself into changing patterns. So instead of me going to watch my iPhone or watch TikTok or whatever the social media thing is you're choosing is at that time, Instagram, I'm going to do more of what I need to get accomplished. Maybe if I want to run my own business, I'll start my own Instagram business page, or I'll go out and I'll start getting things more accomplished, or going out and meeting other entrepreneurs and things like that that are already into marketing and this and that, or observing and watching a documentary, or watching a business thing, or going to school, watching an online course to help boost me into the reality I want to shift to, okay? This is where you're taking the law of attraction or law of manifestation into your hands and using it at will, consciously, instead of unconsciously doing it. Again, you're attracting it. So if you want to attract the reality you want, you have to attract it. You have to visualize it, see what's going on in the moment, and then take control of, well, if I'm going to attract it, how can I get myself into that job I want? Or how can I get this or that? When it comes to taking control of my future, well, the way you do that is you visualize where you want to go, you see it in your mind's eye, and you start adopting and doing those things that will lead you into that reality. If you can't be going out and focusing in and playing video games or stressing out about that love interest that didn't go right or whatever the case may be, the way you do it is focusing in and actually getting things accomplished in the present. The present's the most important thing, because there only is the present. There only ever has been the present. Take control of your future. Live in the present. I hope this helps. Thank you so much for joining in, and please leave me some comments and some feedbacks. I would love to hear how this has helped you. So go start using this. Your homework assignment is accountability, pivoting, and then shifting yourself into becoming more conscious and getting rid of all of those bad behaviors and shifting them into the positive behaviors and keeping those patterns going and going and going throughout as much time of the day. So when you wake up in the morning, get out of bed, start working on things, start meditating, start planning out your day, all your goals, watch something positive. It gets you into that positive mind focus so your whole day is set that way. Don't go watch something that's going to stress you out. Don't be lazy. I'll get up in 10 minutes. I'll go up in 15 minutes. I'll get up in 20 minutes. Keep hitting that ring. You're setting yourself up for failure, okay? Again, you have to take accountability and stop those old bad habits, start shifting them into more positive ones. So again, please leave me some comments below. Hit that like button if you already haven't done so. Please share this out with your friends and hit that alert button, and you will know when I get the more content posted out there. So I hope this helped, and I will see you very soon. Appreciate you all. Have a great day.